with that, I will announce that we have several guests for tonight's meeting. Dr. Ed Vise and Tom Neville, both of Gateway, are here in behalf of Dr. Diaz, who's away at a conference, and Drs. Keisha Brock, Meredith Warner, and Patty Finkelstead are in for Dr. Lisa Armour, who's not available to join us today. So with that, I will call the agenda review meeting followed by a work study session of the Maricopa Community College District Governing Board of October 15, 2024 is called to order. And tonight we will review the agenda for the October 29th, 2024 board meeting. For the record, I will call a roll call of the board members present. Ms. Butler?
Present.
Ms. Davis?
Present.
Dr. Narini?
Present.
Ms. Smith?
Present.
Ms. Sullivan?
Present.
Dr. Thor?
Present.
Ms. Jackson Long?
Present.
Wonderful. And myself. All members of the board are here. Again, so with that, we're going to do the agenda review first. And if you will look at your agenda, you'll see we have our normal call to order, pledge of allegiance, substitutions, life reports, and the ongoing reports. And then we get into the consideration of consent agenda. And we have a number of items on the consent agenda, starting with item number 2, which is the approval of acceptance of a new grant award from the National Science Foundation to Estrella Mountain Community College for the Enhancing Engineering Education through a project-based approach at the Community College Planning Project in the amount of $113,370 for the period of September 1, 2024 through 8/31, 2026. Are there any questions? If not, item number 3 is approval of the acceptance of a new grant from NatCast to Maricopa County Community College District for the years 1 and 2 of the Rapid Semiconductor Skills Development Program from 10/1/24 to 9/30/26 in the amount of $1,785,785. Any questions? Item number 4 is approval of acceptance of continuing grant award from the U.S. Department of Education, Title III Strengthening Institutions Program to Paradise Valley Community College for year 2 of the Improving Retention through an Enhanced Learning Success Center project in the amount of $438,769 for the period from 10/1/2024 to 9/30/2025. Any questions? Item number 5, approval of acceptance of continuing grant award from the U.S. Department of Education to Glendale Community College for year 4 of the STEM Progression Transformation Innovation Project in the amount of $713,209 for the period of October 1, 2024 through 9/30/2025. Questions on 5? Not item 6, approval to issue a purchase order to Pueblo Mechanical and Controls LLC in the amount of $281,719.40 for the district-wide central plant controls project at Gateway Community College. Hearing no questions, number 7 is approval to issue a purchase order to Pueblo Mechanical and Controls LLC in the amount of $290,730.32 for the district-wide central plant controls project at Paradise Valley Community College. Questions? Item number 8, approval to issue a purchase order to Edge Construction LLC in the amount of $338,490 for a roof replacement at Paradise Valley Community College. Okay, number 9, approval to issue a purchase order to Wesco Energy Solutions Distribution in the amount of $254,188 for lighting replacement project at Mesa Community College. Down to item number 10, approval to issue a purchase order in the amount of $293,634.07 to the Johnson Roofing LLC for the fall FY 2025 district-wide annual roofing maintenance program, regions 1 and 2. Item number 11, approval of project initiation for a partial remodel of the Center for Health Careers Education at Gateway Community College for a new nursing classroom, lab, simulation lab, and office space in the amount of $2,365,000. Item number 12, approval of a partial guaranteed maximum contract amendment number 1 for the district-wide central plant upgrades, repair multi-phase projects 3 and 4 in an amount not to exceed $1,414,000 $1,299.05 to Pueblo Mechanical and Controls, LLC. Item number 13, approval of a partial guaranteed maximum price contract amendment number 5 for the district-wide central plant upgrades, repair, multi-phase projects, phases 1 and 2 in the amount not to exceed $3,048,045. I'm stumbling over that, sorry, 41 cents to Pueblo Mechanical and Controls, LLC. Item number 14, approval of marketing and digital and TV advertising expenses in the amount of up to $325,000 with McCone Strategies to purchase digital advertising, OTT streaming, and TV inventory between November 2024 and June 2025. And there's an accompanying RFP with that. Any questions?
President Peter-Smith,
Yes, Dr. Thor.
I have a number of questions. Would you like me to ask them all at once or one at a time?
One at a time. And
Okay.
Lindsay, are you responding to those questions?
President Bittersmith, I'm on the phone, and yes, I can respond.
Okay, my first question is, why is the governing board listed as the district sponsor?
I do not know why that is listed that way. I would maybe need to seek guidance. The original agenda item that was submitted, I don't think had that verbiage.
Okay, well, it just doesn't make any sense to me since this is not a matter that the governing board initiated.
Yeah, the one that was submitted, I'm looking right now, it should say district sponsor is Dr. Eddie Jenna, who's my supervisor as the senior vice chancellor, and the responsible agent should be me.
Okay. Then
And Dr. Thor,
I'm
let me follow up.
wondering-
I apologize. Let me follow up. So it sounds like we need to double check that and make that potential correction to the final agenda, correct?
I will take care of that,
That would be-
Ms. Bittersmith.
Thank you.
So my second question is, why is the action suggested rather than recommended as all other items on this agenda are?
So
Dr. Thor, this is Elsa. I will have it be made uniform. I'm sorry, I'm not sure what happened.
Okay,
And I think this was an item that was added on in a short time frame so it could make agenda review for questions. And I suspect that's why you're seeing a little tweaking needing in the
Okay.
appropriate language.
okay. Then my next question is, does the $325,000 include the cost of airtime, streaming services, digital buys, and so on?
yes, that's correct. That's all of those costs are in that amount.
Okay, and my final question is, how many companies responded to this RFP?
So this RFP, I believe we have 5 companies under this RFP that can assist with paid media strategy.
Okay, thank you.
Any other questions from other board members on item number 14? And thank you, Dr. Thor, for those. Item number 15, approval of acceptance amendment number 2 to the intergovernmental agreement from the Arizona Department of Health Services, Arizona Biomedical Research Center for programmatic revisions to the Streaming Wealth to Make a Difference project for the period from date of signature 2024 through 7/18/2027. Item 16, approval of intergovernmental service agreement between Arizona Commerce Authority and the Maricopa County Community College District for the renovation of buildings at Gateway Community College's Central City Campus to establish MCCD's Future 48 Advanced Manufacturing Workforce Accelerator. Questions? Okay. Item number 17, approval of the curriculum item courses modification 35 and deletions 8, occupational programs, modification 6, new 1 and deletions 3, academic programs modifications. Questions? Any questions from the board? Item number 18, approval of Employee Wellness Engagement Platform, RFP 3559-7, recommendation Personify Health, and it was formerly Virgin Plus Pulse. Questions on that item? And the last item on consent, number 19, approval to support Amcor Technology Arizona Inc.'s application to establish a foreign trade zone usage-driven site for a new manufacturing and distribution facility within Vistancia Commercial Core in Peoria, Arizona. Any questions or comments on this or anything else on the consent agenda? That will move on to the non-consent action items, and this is an approval. There's one item under this section, approval of a memorandum of understanding for the 2024-2025 residential faculty agreement, suspension of articles 14.11 and 14.12. Any questions about this item? Then under item H, with the first read and information session, we have the employees and separations report from September 20, 2024. Any questions on that? If not, we will move into our monitoring reports, and we will have a budget analysis report on report fund. We don't have that document yet. Obviously, it'll be more timely as it comes to the full board agenda. And then we move on to our community linkage reports, the establishment of next meeting dates and times and locations, which include our November 12th board meeting and the November 26th general review and a November 26th regular board meeting. This is the end of the agenda review. Again, are there any questions from the board and any items on the agenda review? Hearing none, we will now move on to our posted work session, which is an update to our strategic plan. Dr. Gonzalez, would you like to introduce the presenter?
Yes, President Bittersmith and members of the board, I would like to introduce Ms. Lauren Armour, who is our Government Relations Director, who will review a strategic plan with you. Excuse me, not a strategic plan, a legislative agenda.
I think actually we are scheduled to do.
Oh, I do see that presentation up. So that will likely be Dr. Hernandez.
Yes.
Thank you. Sorry about that.
Good afternoon. Good evening, President Bittersmith, members of the board, Chancellor Gonzalez, CEC and GAST. I'm Dr. Kathy Hernandez, Associate Vice Chancellor for Enterprise Performance and Chief of Staff in the Office of the Chancellor. I serve as a tri-chair for the Maricopa Strategic Planning Steering Team alongside Dr. Richard Daniel, President of Mesa Community College, and Ms. Ramona Goth, Faculty Executive Council President. On behalf of the team, I'm pleased to provide the first strategic planning update for the academic year, which is year 2 of Excellence 2026. Next slide, please, Elsa. Thank you. Members of the board were provided with an end-of-year report in May of 2024 and an addendum in July of 2024 that outlined the current state and accomplishments at the end of our year 1 of this new plan. This slide represents but a small sample of some of the accomplishments that were shared in that report. As you can see, we've made meaningful progress in increasing enrollment as we emerge from the pandemic and implement our new strategic enrollment management strategies, which were part of our year 1 efforts under integrated planning model. You can also see how we're leading the way across higher education as a collaborative and innovative partner in our bachelor's degree and approach to working with nonprofit and community organizations. So the report was a very robust one that highlighted some really key and significant movement in year 1. Next slide, please, Elsa. On June 4th, the Chancellor's Executive Council and our Strategy Planning Steering Team convened for a planning retreat where we evaluated our year 1 activities, accomplishments, and opportunities to strengthen the plan moving into year 2. In alignment with feedback from key stakeholders throughout year 1, the team recognized the need to separate tactical and operational items from the strategy, identify a connected and holistic approach to technology solutions strategies, reaffirm the commitment to guided pathways in alignment with our system-wide strategies, and to explore methods to track and monitor progress within an integrated planning model that aligns with performance indicators identified within associated and aligned plans, such as the system-wide enrollment management plan and the work of our academic planning team. The strategy planning steering team reviewed the recommendations and improved the enhancements to the current year 2 plan as we move this work forward. Next slide, please, Elsa. So the year 2 strategic plan has been provided to members of the board and Chancellor's Executive Council. We'll be sending that out system-wide this week. The modifications for year 2 include removal of milestone level details. These are removed from the plan, but the work's not necessarily stopping. We've just moved them into associated action plans, and that's the lens with which we will monitor that work. A statement reinforcing our commitment to guided pathways and ensuring alignment of strategies within that framework, and removal of technology strategies that fall within the scope of work for the Maricopa Strike Force that's being led by Dr. Armour and Ms. Bone, and adding an emergency management planning goal in strategy 2 to prioritize and reinforce our commitment to the safety of our college community. Next slide, please, Elsa. As executive sponsors continue moving the strategic goals forward, the Enterprise Performance Office has 3 areas of focus to support the system strategic planning model for current and moving into the future. A system-level environmental scan has been developed and reviewed by the strategy planning steering team. Based on feedback from that group, the analytics team at our district office will work to expand the environmental scan to consider additional internal and external forces impacting our system. This will provide a comprehensive scanning that informs opportunities to adjust our current strategies and implementation efforts in the coming months, and will also help support future year planning into year 3 and beyond. The District Data Analytics team, in collaboration with the Institutional Effectiveness Council, is working to develop system outcomes metrics rather than a separate set of key performance indicators for the strategic plan. These metrics will align with and crosswalk to key performance indicators in the system-wide strategic enrollment management plan and those that will come through the system academic plan. The proposed metrics at this time are semester to semester and year to year retention, 3 and 4 year completion and transfer rates, completion of college level English and math, and first year credit momentum. With the year 2 modifications, we've adopted the implementation plan and associated action plans to reflect the movement of the tactical items out of the strategic plan and into these action plans. We will continue to monitor the activities through those plans and provide substantive quarterly updates to the board, inclusive of the goals scorecard introduced last year. On behalf of the steering team, we're looking forward to moving this work forward. We've got a really solid plan for what this looks like as we work together to realize our vision of excellence in education for a better world. That concludes my presentation and update. I'm happy to answer any questions.
Thank you, Dr. Hernandez. Before I ask the board for questions, I know we have 2 board members that have been intricately involved with this movement forward. Any comments from either Ms. Smith or Ms. Sullivan?
No comments from Ms. Smith.
This is Ms. Sullivan, and I wanted to say thank you to the committee, system-wide committee, steering committee, whatever we're called here, for the work that they're doing. I appreciated the meeting we had recently where we did go over the data, the analytics, discussion of the environmental scan. It's obvious that everyone's putting a lot of attention to trying to define metrics and understanding how and where and to collect data that will inform good decision making. So I want to compliment folks on that and appreciate the expanding of the environmental scan so we can really get at some key nuggets. the work is very, very important, as we all know. We're not sure always what's around the corner, but planning for the future and anticipating our environment and the opportunities to deliver better student success is key. So thank you, Ms. Hernandez, for your leadership to this and for the team and everyone involved, and appreciate having the opportunity to serve on that, Dr. Gonzalez, and know they're doing good work. Thank you.
Thank you, Ms. Sullivan. Are there questions or comments from board members for Dr. Hernandez? Seeing none, Dr. Instant, thank you very much. And I would just echo the comments of Ms. Sullivan that this is important work and we appreciate you continuing to shepherd us way through and make sure that we are paying attention to meeting our goals and moving forward.
Thank you.
With that, Dr. Gonzalez, I think that concludes our agenda items for the work study session.
I would agree.
So if there are no further questions or comments, this meeting stands adjourned at 4:45, 4:50. That's amazing. We are adjourned. Thank you.